Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Arsenal take on Liverpool in the next 1 hour. The team news is out. The shocker is that Alexander Zinchenko is not in the team. Now, I didn't know about this, and I'm not really sure why he's not part of the team. I've looked at my page. I cannot find a reason why Alexander Zinchenko has not started in this game. But this is how the team has started out. Ramsdale is in goal. Benjamin White plays at right back. William Saliba will be partnering Gabriel Magalhaes at centre back. Takehiro Tomiyasu, again, surprisingly, Takehiro Tomiyasu is playing at left back. This is bizarre. It should have been Kieran Tierney as the natural successor to Alexander Zinchenko, but Tomiyasu has played at left back. Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, and Granit Xhaka playing in midfield in a 4-3-3, and a 3 up front as Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Martinelli. So I think there is only one change, and that is quite bizarre, that Takehiro Tomiyasu has started over Alexander Zinchenko. I'll get to know what is really happening with Alexander Zinchenko. We know he's been struggling with an injury which could be recurring in the same area, and of course the game schedule and the tight game schedule could be one of the reasons. Liverpool on the other side, this is how they've started. Alisson is in goal. Jurgen Klopp has changed formation. We're going to be talking about that. So they have Alisson in goal, a back four of Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Matip, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Thiago Alcantara again is playing with Jordan Henderson, so they do not have a defensive midfielder in Fabinho. They don't have Fabinho, they don't have Keita, they don't have Milner. They're not playing with a defensive midfielder, so they're playing with Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara. Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Mohamed Salah, and Darwin Núñez are playing in a 4-2-3-1 system. So pretty much, I think everyone is geared up for this one. Everyone is excited for this one. The lineups, I think, for Liverpool, you could say it is shocking as well for Liverpool fans that they do not have a number 6. They don't have a defensive midfielder in this game. Going into an Arsenal game, and you don't have a defensive midfielder, that is quite a problem. But then you think about Arsenal without Alexander Zinchenko, what is happening? Just a few changes to the starting 11s that started last weekend for Liverpool and for Arsenal. But I think both sides should be good. In the comment section, hit the like button for me, and of course, let me know, do you think Arsenal will win this one? Do we have the chances to pick up the 3 points? The lineups are out, so it's no longer about if we start ABC. That is the final starting lineup. Those are the 11 men that Mikel Arteta decided to go for. Right, sorry for that. I was just checking on my audio. So get your thoughts in the comment section. Get me your predictions as well in the comment section. What do you think about this one? I think Mikel as well is going to play a 4-2-3-1. I don't see him play a 4-3-3. I think he's going to play a 4-2-3-1. The absence of Alexander Zinchenko is going to be a very big loss for Arsenal, and this is my reason. I think with Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara in midfield, the absence of Fabinho, the absence of James Milner, the absence of a player who works hard, the absence of a donkey man would have meant that Arsenal would easily dominate the midfield with Alexander Zinchenko. Just imagine, we played against sides that do have defensive midfielders, Spurs, the Bentancur and Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg, and I thought they were really fantastic in terms of stopping this Arsenal side in midfield, but we overpowered them. You talk about the likes of Brentford as well. They played with a defensive midfielder and we overpowered them. In this game, Liverpool don't have a defensive midfielder. They don't have Fabinho. So if Alexander Zinchenko played in this game with Xhaka, with Odegaard, and with Thomas Partey, that literally gives us a numerical advantage in the game, because they played with 2 midfielders, right? So if we had played with 4, right? Ideally 4 midfielders. It would have given us that numerical superiority that you want, create those overloads in midfield. For me, it would have been even easier in the midfield. But Takehiro Tomiyasu, and this is the first difference you're going to notice in this game. Takehiro Tomiyasu doesn't tuck into the midfield, and even if he does at times, he doesn't give you that. Alexander Zinchenko quality in midfield. So he won't allow Xhaka bomb up the higher pitch just like Zinchenko does. And even if he comes into the midfield, into that space, I don't expect him to drive the ball forward, be that kind of guy who's more of your cheat code like Alexander Zinchenko. That is one weakness I've seen in this Arsenal time already. Now the system 4-2-3-1 for me is what we should be using, and I know that is what Mikel Arteta has gone for. The reason, Liverpool have already played a 4 attacking man side. Jota up there with Salah, with Diaz and Darwin Núñez. So I think what Klopp has done, he has thrown everything at this game, right? So he's gone, the best way of defending is attacking. We are not going to sit back. We're not going to let Arsenal come onto us and do nothing. We're going to show them our attacking prowess. And Mikel Arteta has also reacted by going, I'm going to be a little bit defensive. I'm playing Ben White. I'm playing Tomiyasu. I have Saliba and I have Gabriel. I'm playing a back 4. Partey, of course, can always stack into that back line to make it a back 5. So, look, I think it's already a very interesting tactical battle before it starts. Right, it's a very, very interesting tactical battle before it starts. But we are more interested in that Arsenal 11. So look at it again: Ramsdale, Ben, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Martin Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. The same starting 11 we are used to. You could easily predict it. The only thing you cannot predict with this Arsenal side is what they're going to do on every game, on every evening, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and how they're going to approach every single game. But I think, I think it's quite obvious, honestly. It's quite obvious when it comes to how we are going to be setting up. Now, the key battles in this one, and I want to remind you of the key battles because it has now changed, right? It's now changed. So I think we have a set of key battles. I thought Liverpool would line up in a 4-3-3 formation. They have lined up in a 4-2-3-1, just like against Rangers. So I think we're gonna have different key battles. Number one, we'll have the Martinelli, Trent Alexander-Arnold. That one stays. Martinelli versus Trent Alexander-Arnold. I want to see who starts, who comes out on top of this one. Trent, on a few occasions, can be very deadly going forward, but you reckon Gabriel Martinelli will actually keep him busy, and that is what I reckon. Martinelli will should keep Trent Alexander-Arnold busy. I don't expect those fancy passes, those a lot of time on the ball to think and to pick out a pass. Martinelli will not allow that to happen. So that is a very interesting key battle in this one. Gabriel Jesus, versus Virgil van Dijk. Now there is one thing I've seen with this Liverpool backline. Last campaign, when Romelu Lukaku was on form, was on fire, it was not actually Virgil van Dijk playing against him. It was Joe Matip. And it was Matip silencing Romelu Lukaku. And everyone said, Virgil van Dijk is bigger than Romelu Lukaku. Look at what has happened. He has actually silenced him. The truth was, the truth was that Joe Matip silenced Romelu Lukaku. Now, I want to see who handles Gabriel Jesus in this game. Is it going to be Virgil van Dijk? Is it going to be Joe Matip? I would be very, very intrigued. But I think if it's Joe Matip, then it's going to be a battle in the mind, right? If it is Virgil van Dijk, it is going to be a battle of strength, a battle of of physicality, and all that. The problem with Joe Matip is that he cannot run. If Gabriel Jesus decides to use that pace code, that pace button, then I think he will overpower Joe Matip. The difference between Matip and Virgil van Dijk, and why I think Gabriel Jesus should tilt himself towards Virgil van Dijk rather than Joe Matip, is if you play against Virgil van Dijk, he will let you receive the ball, number one, he will let you turn as well and face him. And if you can beat him 1v1, then you've gone. You're through on goal. The difference between Matip and Van Dijk for me, Matip is a clever centre-back. And I think Arsenal, you're going to see this. I know many of you will say, what is he talking about? Virgil van Dijk is a sensational centre-back and all that. But Joe Matip is a very smart centre-back. If he cannot run with you, if he cannot, fight with you physically, he will never allow you get the spaces. He will never allow the service get to you. So what he does is he always makes sure he gets that on time. He gets that in time before you receive the ball. So that is another battle for me to watch. Another one, Saka Tsimikas. We have already seen these kinds of battles, Tsimikas against the likes of McAllister, Trossard, and a couple of other players, and they have absolutely humiliated him. For me, Robertson not playing in this game is an advantage, and I'm happy that they don't have Robertson, because for me, Robertson defensively solid, and again, when it comes to coming forward, when it comes to bombarding forward, creating those chances, and creating all sorts of problems, forcing errors in your play, then Robertson is the better player. So I think Tsimikas against Saka, all Saka has to do, make sure that you can utilize that space in behind Tsimikas. He's always bombarding forward. He's always coming forward. He's a very, very deadly boy when he has the ball, right? Especially when the team is in possession. But the question is, does he have the pace? Does he have the knowledge to come back and cover quickly when Bukayo Saka is taking the ball in the opposite direction? Of course, in the comment section there, lads, let me know, which battles are you excited to see? Which battles do you want to see in this game? Which battles are you predicting to be interesting? Now, the other battle that I would have thought was, we talked about Fabinho and Partey, but that is no longer existing. I'm thinking about Odegaard and Thiago Alcantara. Two game controllers, two very, very attack-minded players, and again, two players that have a lot of quality. They provide so much to their team. So I think whoever wins the battle, actually for me, whoever wins that battle, Henderson and Partey, Alcantara and Odegaard, whoever wins that battle wins the game. It's as simple as that. Whoever takes over the midfield, whoever is going to have a better day in office, in midfield, wins over the game. So those are my key battles. Maybe Luis Diaz and Benjamin White. We would love to see that. Now, we've already talked about Ben White as strong, as formidable at right back. He's played against the likes of Brian Bemo. He's done very well. He's played against the likes of Son. He's done very well. So can he keep quiet? One of those very deadly, explosive wingers in the Premier League in Luis Diaz. If he can do that, interesting. Then Darwin Núñez against our backline as well. I think what Klopp has done here is he's played two strikers in Jota and Darwin Núñez against two of the leading centre backs in the Premier League, and that is quite brave. That is quite serious. The reason why I would say that is this: he has exposed his midfield to add numbers to beat our backline. So he's trying to make sure that Arsenal don't pin Liverpool inside, because you have four attackers you have to take care of. So it would be very difficult for us to play that very, very high line, and that means Arsenal will not be pressing Liverpool a lot. But if this doesn't work, Arsenal will destroy Liverpool. And listen to me, I'm saying, if it works out, fair play to Klopp. He's done well. But if this doesn't work out, if Arsenal eliminate Luis Diaz, Jota, Salah, and Núñez out of the game, it will mean that Arsenal playing against, it will be 6 men. It will be 6 men, because the upper side, the other side, Diaz, Jota, Salah, those ones are very easy to eliminate from the game. The moment you have possession all the time, you don't allow service into them, you've cut them out of the game. So it would mean Arsenal's 10 men, apart from Ramsdale, will be playing against 6 Liverpool players. it might get quite ugly, and I don't understand why Jurgen Klopp has done this. But of course, he's a tactical genius. He's one of the best managers in the world. We cannot argue with him. Mikel Arteta on the other side, I've not seen any big changes to the starting lineup that are cautious. The Tomiyasu one is not cautious, honestly. I don't think the Tomiyasu one is cautious. I think it's just because Zinchenko is out, so Tomiyasu comes in. Maybe the question is, why hasn't he played Kieran Tierney over down at the left, and then Tomiyasu? Is it to deal with Salah? Maybe. Let me talk to me in the comment section. I would love to get your thoughts on this one, because I'm just thinking about it again, and I'm like, if you don't have Zinchenko, you play Tierney. Tierney is strong defensively. Tierney is good coming forward, and you think about that new role that seemingly is in sequence with the new role that Jack has picked up. I think Kieran Tierney has been, learning so well. The progress is there. You think about the 2 Europa League games he's played against Zurich and against Bodo Glimt, and I think he's utilizing the space very well. He's being, he's fighting the temptation of going to the byline as a fullback. And then also, one thing that I've really seen with Kieran Tierney is he's comfortable to play as a midfielder. He's playing as part of a midfielder, more of Jordi Alba at Barcelona when he was granted the opportunity to play like that. So I don't understand why Tierney has not played there. I don't know what he's told, right? I don't know what he's told. I've looked at my page. There is nothing like there is a problem with Alexander Zinchenko. I've not seen anything like that. So I think we'll get an update after the game, and then tomorrow. So I'll be talking about Alexander Zinchenko tomorrow and all that. So reactions to the game, pre-match reactions. Talk to me in the comment section. Are you strongly believing Arsenal will win this one? Are you scared? It's okay to be scared. Look, at times I do get scared when we play these big teams. The anxiety is always there. You always have this, I'm scared. But Liverpool this side, let's be honest as Arsenal fans, right? Liverpool this season have been trash, haven't they? They've been absolute trash. They let in goals. They have a lot of individual errors in them as well. And I think the most dramatic thing about Jurgen Klopp is his stubbornness. And we've seen it we've seen it again today, right? Yes, he's changed the system to a 4-2-3-1, but why disrespect Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium and you don't play a defensive midfielder? For me, whichever tactics he's gone for, whether he's playing a low block, whether he's playing free-flowing football, whether he's playing what, I don't care. He has disrespected us. And I pray that Arsenal don't lose this game. I pray that we pick up 3 points, because it would be bizarre for us to lose the midfield battle to Thiago Alcantara, whose work rate is a little bit in favor of them having the ball. When they don't have the ball, I don't think Thiago is the guy. Then Jordan Henderson, I think it's time for football at the top level is coming to an end as well. So dominate the midfield. For me, I think it should be very, very easy for us to dominate the midfield. I think it's going to be in between. How do you treat that that front four, Jota, Salah, Diaz, and Nunes? How do you treat them? Do you either, I think the first thing is you don't allow them play on the break, because there are many, right? They will definitely outnumber us. There are so many. Unless Thomas Partey is going to be tacking a lot of the time into the centre-back position. And that will cost us. If Thomas Partey is playing as a defender lots of the time, I'm not really saying as a centre-back, but, dropping into that back line just to provide support, it means we will be short of numbers in midfield. That is number one. It means Gabriel Jesus will have to, draw inside and play deeper, right? Because he has to fetch the ball. That is number two. And number three, and this is what I'm scared of, it means easily on the break, if you don't have Thomas Partey in that midfield and he's drawn into the centre-back line, you will lose the midfield battles in transition, and you don't want to do that against Liverpool, because they have the quality to pass that ball quickly and they have the quality in the final third to punish. So I want to see how Mikel is going to approach this game. I want to see how Jurgen is going to approach this game, because both of them have gone for some things that are really, really interesting here. So Dixon says it's our turn to surprise them. We shall win, I'm sure. I believe in my players. Just wish them the best of luck as we saw to the great heights. I want to say this. The recent performances, and I said this in the last recent video I've done, how to beat Liverpool. You can watch it before you watch the game. I said it, that all the performances that Arsenal have put in against Liverpool in the last 6 years have not been by a coincidence. Liverpool have never beaten us in the last 6 years, while Arsenal hope to win the game. It has never happened. We have always gone into these games knowing we are the shit side, we are the small side, we are the underdogs, and we don't stand a chance. And Liverpool, one of the things they've done all the way is they've always made sure that when they come in this game as underdogs, when they have come, as favorites, when they've come in this fixture as favorites, they have put in a good performance and they've won the game. That is the difference. So in this game as well, we are coming in as favorites. Can we do what Liverpool have done for 6 years? Can we do what they've done for 6 years? Come into the game, you're favorites, you have more quality, you have less injuries, you have a better consistent run, and do that, pick up 3 points and move on. Can we do that? Because that is what Liverpool have done, right? I'm even surprised he's not played for me, Roberto Firmino, because Firmino and his interesting runs, his clever runs, and the amount of goals he scored in this fixture, I'm surprised he's not played him. And he's played so many attackers, right? Because you'd have thought playing many players, up front meant you have a room for Roberto Firmino, but he's not played him. And then Movuta, okay, says Arsenal win today 3-0. Okay, all right. Jackson says Arsenal is a team I'm now proud of, and very much I'm very much sure that Arsenal is going to win at least to have a point in this game. Big up Glenn says come on Arsenal as well. Jackson says Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. Clifford says yes, we are going to win 2-0. Fiona Accord says I'm very, very scared. Thomas says which number has Tomiyasu been given? So Tomiyasu is playing left back. Of course, we know the versatility that he possesses. We know the qualities he can put in as an overall player, especially as a defender. He can play at left back, he can play at centre back, he can play at right back as well. So my question is not I'm scared of Tomiyasu, right? He's playing at centre back. At left back, and I'm not just scared of him playing there. What I'm only asking is why not Quarantieri? Is this kind of a tactical thought from Mikel Arteta? And for me, definitely it is a tactical thought. It's a tactical move. Calvin says Arsenal 3-1. DK says 2-2. Arsenal Liverpool. I think I've got someone who thinks just like me. I went with a 2-2. I feel Liverpool will score the goals in this game, and I feel Arsenal will score the goals in this game. So Liverpool do open up. Arsenal do open up occasionally. We have one of the most one of the strongest back lines in the Premier League right now. 8 goals conceded, right? 8 goals conceded in 8 games. So we are doing well defensively, and that's why I don't see any of us being trashed. I don't see any of us being thrashed. So Liverpool won't be destroyed, and I bet Arsenal won't be destroyed as well in this game. Emma says I'm scared if we don't have our typical number 3, our typical left back. All right. Godfrey Onzima says Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. First goal is coming from Saka. Seguia says Arsenal 3-1. Cornelius says Arsenal 2-1. DK says watching in from Uganda. Fode says Arsenal 4, Liverpool 1. Sahid, Arsenal 4, Liverpool 2. Saka 1 goal and 2 goals for Martinelli. Okay. Saka 1 goal. Jesus 2 and 1 for Martinelli. Okay. Actually, this is a fixture where, and I forgot to say this in the preview, it's a fixture that has seen huge score lines. Liverpool 4, Liverpool 5, Arsenal 4, Arsenal 5. So we are used to these score lines. And I won't be very surprised again if this game ends in a 3-3, because we've seen a 4-4. Andre Arshavin with a masterclass before against Liverpool. We've seen Liverpool thrash us 4. We've seen Arsenal beat Liverpool 4. The likes of Mesut Ozil, Sanchez, and Hector Bellerin. You remember that game? So it's around there. The goals are always in there. It's just like the North London derby, right? The goals are in there. You don't expect a 0-0 because none of the sides down through the years has been playing conservative football. We always play that open football. We always play that exciting football. Liverpool in the last 6 years, they score the goals. Arsenal in the last 6 years, they concede the goals, right? And now Arsenal, when we are not conceding so much, we are one of the best scorers in the league. We have scored 20 goals. We are the second team with the most number of goals in the Premier League right now, apart from Manchester City. So you never know. Mohammed says no elbow system today. Yeah, no elbow system today, by the way, because if you look at Tomiyasu, I don't think he's going to be tacking in so much. And again, Ben White is not going to be tacking into the midfield so much. So it might be a flat 4 without the elbow system. And what I didn't understand here is Mikel Arteta, because he doesn't have wing backs that are going to create chances in this game. Have you noticed that? Tomiyasu as a left back, you don't expect a lot of chances from that side. Ben White, do I need to say it again? People will say, because you don't like Ben White, so I won't say it again, right? I won't say it again. So that's it. Glenn says, I believe in Tomiyasu. I do believe in him as well. He can't stop Salah. It's very good in those 1v1 situations as well. And defensively, he's a strong player. But does he help us going forward? Are we going to see those chances flowing in? Possibly, most possibly not. Calvin says, Kalim says Xhaka again in a Cobra in the darkness in this match. Yeah, once again, a back 4. In that midfield 3, you look at Odegaard cancelling out Alcantara, and then Partey cancelling out Henderson. Actually, for me, when we think about qualitative superiorities, right, before we think about overloads, we think about superiorities. Xhaka only bosses that midfield. Xhaka only bosses that midfield. It means you're going to have Xhaka roaming around freely, and a problem for Trent. Honestly, a big problem for Trent. Because Martinelli is going to be free, and Martinelli is going to be going against Trent. How about Xhaka? Oh, it's interesting. Look, is Jota going to drop in? Is Salah going to drop in? Is Luis Diaz going to drop in? Let's wait and see, right? Let's wait and see. So Xhaka, again, another cheat code in this game, honestly. Because for me, if Partey plays at his level, there is no way Jadon Henderson and Thiago Alcantara, boss him in midfield. There is no way. There is absolutely no way. 10 minutes to the game. Let me know your final predictions. Let me know your final thoughts. Are you confident, or the starting lineup has actually changed your thoughts? Glenn says 3-2 win. I can see definitely Liverpool scoring. Yeah, I definitely see Liverpool scoring as well. That's why I went for a 2-2. There are games that you go into, you're quite nervous, but then you're still objective, right? You're nervous, but you're objective. You're like, we will score. We will definitely score. And we need to score fast. But Liverpool will score as well. So that is a very objective point, Glenn. Very objective. They will score, but we could overpower them. Stefan says 2 in favor of Arsenal. Okay, Muhammad says, I wish us a 2-1. We are going back at the top after this match. Look, is that creating some pressure on the boys as well, that Arsenal being off the table now, and Manchester City, if Man City had won 1-0 against Southampton, that would have created some kind of security in our hearts, that even if we don't win against Liverpool, City will soon drop points and will go back on top of the table. But the problem with this one is they have scored 4. 6 against Man United, 4 against Southampton. For me, that is extra pressure. I was watching that game. I had Haaland in my FPL team, right? I mean, I learned, playing FPL from Glenn, but I had Haaland, and deep down there, I wanted Haaland to score because I was going to get FPL points. But the question was, do I really want him to score? right? Do I really want him to go to get onto the score sheet? So it adds a lot. For me, it adds more pressure onto us that they're doing so well. It adds a lot of pressure onto us. They're doing so well. But I mean, Mikel has already said it. If you want to be a top side, win trophies, go back to the UCL, and be as big as you want to be, pressure and tight schedules is one thing you have to get used to. Playing on Wednesday and Saturday, Wednesday and Friday is something you have to get used to. Playing on Thursday and Sunday is something you've got used to. And again, this campaign, if we are in the conversation for the Premier League, we are definitely in the conversation for the Europa League. Has anyone noticed that, by the way? If we are in conversation for the Premier League title, we are definitely in the conversation to win the Europa League. So we need to handle the pressure. Okay. Alfred says Arsenal will win. Stephen says 2-1 in favor of Arsenal. Okay. Let's see. Sharon says we will win. Dixon says 2-1 in favor of Arsenal. Okay. A couple of other comments. Felix 2-1. Moses, Arsenal will win with a 3-2 aggregate. Liverpool will dominate us, but we will win at last. Kudos to Arsenal in advance. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't see Liverpool dominating this game. Yeah. Look, I don't know how many of you watched the Rangers game, because I did not. And I didn't watch back. But I looked at the statistics in that game against Rangers. Rangers, on my betting flat platform, Rangers had a 1.16 odd. Liverpool, had a 1.16 odd. Literally, that meant that Rangers had no chances of even scoring in this game. Rangers had no chances of picking up a slight point in this game. And they won it 2-0. A free kick from Trent and a penalty from Salah, wasn't it? But did they play that well? They changed a system to a 4-2-3-1, and that was the headline. That is what grabbed the headlines. But did they play that well? It's the big question, right? I don't see them dominate the game. I don't see boss the game. I don't see them boss the game around. Unless otherwise. Let's wait and see. Moses says, I'm seeing Liverpool getting a red card, and Arsenal will use that opportunity to win with an aggregate of 3-2. But when we allow their midfield to dominate the ball, it will be difficult for us. Yeah, I mean, these quality teams, there are three qualities you have to come with on the pitch if you want to beat them. Be better than them, be stronger than them, and work harder than them. Don't let don't be sloppy. Don't allow them have that kind of possession for fun. It's unacceptable. It's clearly unacceptable. And it's the first video this season that I'm going to be live after immediately. I won't do a match reaction. I will just come live after this game. Whether we lose, whether we win, or we draw, I will come live straight away. And then I'll do my fan cam after the live show. But one thing I want to say here, lads, and I think this is crucial, this is important. If there is anything, and I want to say that if there is anything Arsenal can do is in this game, is to dominate it. If there is anything we can do, and we're sure that we can do that, is to dominate. The midfield is weak. I don't think their front. Look, when you look at those four at the front, they're not going to hold possession. Klopp has clearly not come to hold possession. Not really. Actually, the wise. If I were Mikel Arteta, you know what I would do? If I were Mikel, I would leave the ball to them and see how they use it. Because Jota, Salah, Diaz, in a possession-based kind of system, I don't see how it happens. I really don't see how it happens. So we can't dominate because we have the more we have the bigger number of players that are happy to keep the ball. We have the bigger number of players that are happy to take care of the ball, right? In that sense. Okay, Emmanuel, you have retracted the message. You can, resend it. Mother says, I'm seeing Liverpool get a red card. Okay, I mean, let's wait and see. So Godfrey says, I'm not convinced with this Cossy, with this lineup, Cossy. There is one change. You're just nervous. There is one change. What would you change in that lineup? There is one change. So, I mean, you're just nervous. I'm nervous too. I'm completely nervous. But there is one change in that starting lineup. There are not so many changes. There's one change, okay? So, I mean, the absence of Zinchenko creates a whole dimension. Glenn says, would you be happy with a draw, or is it a must to win? Is it a must win because it is home and Liverpool have been shaky this season? I think I would love for us to win, and I would say this: it's a must win for Arsenal, right? Given the Liverpool, form and how they've been this season, it's a must win for Arsenal. But I'm gonna say this: but if we find ourselves in the same situation we did against Manchester United, let's walk away with the point. And I'll say it again: if we find this game difficult, right, just like it was against Manchester United, let's walk away with a point, right? Let's walk away with the point, because the rest of the other fixtures in October are doable, and you never know when City will drop points again. So it's a must win. I want sweet revenge against Liverpool, but it's okay. Even if we do not win, right? Even if we do not win, but pick up a point. Okay. Jackson says, Cossy, whom do you think might win this match from Uganda? Oil City. Okay. The Oil City. The city with money. I've gone with a 2 true, but I'll slide it in favor of Arsenal, given the form, given the consistency, and given the confidence in both sides. If I will slide it in favor of Arsenal. If you want me to pick a winner, and Kamina says we don't need a draw. It is a must win, bro. And Barak says we're going to win today. We are going to win 3-2. Remember last campaign, Manchester City failed to beat only 3 teams. And this season, we have failed to beat 1 so far. Last season, I think City failed to beat Liverpool, Tottenham, and was it Palace? Was it Southampton? I think it was Southampton, wasn't it? It was Southampton, because they're the only side last campaign outside the top 4 that's that took points off Manchester City. So that's why I'm saying if we have to force it so hard, we leave it. Okay. So guys, I will talk to you later. Glenn says both Palace and Southampton. Yeah, exactly, both Palace and Southampton. So if we have to drop points again in a respectful manner, in a 1-1, in a 2-2, I'll be okay with that. And Glenn says, I definitely agree. Don't want to expose ourselves like in the Manchester United game. If it's a 1-1, I'll take it, definitely. I will definitely, because I don't want the same scenario that happened against Manchester United. See you in the match reaction live, and then the player ratings, my fan cam, a couple of other videos, of course, to follow. And of course, we'll be following up with the Alexander Zinchenko situation. Make sure your notifications are turned on for that one.